Thank you for joining us today. We are grateful for your presence. The fourth International Conference on the Advances in Management and Technology is organized by JBS, a constituent of JP Institute of Information Technology, Noida, India. The theme of the conference is Embracing Transformation for Sustainable Advancement, the role of innovation, collaboration, and implementation. ICAMT is an interdisciplinary conference that integrates the area of management and technology. The conference aims to provide forum for academicians, practitioners, business analysts, and researchers across the globe to collaborate and share their views, research, and experience on the best business practices. Modern businesses uses various technologies to operate more efficiently, respond quickly to changing market demands, and stay competitive. It is well known how technology can automate routine tasks, streamline process, and provide quality services. I am sure this conference will be an insight and a great learning platform for everyone. Through this international conference, we encourage networking, collaboration, and joint efforts among the conference participants to advance the theory and practice in business management. As guided by our values and tradition, let us start the inaugural session with the virtual lighting of the lamp, followed by Saraswati Vandana. The backend team, please play the Saraswati lamp lighting and Saraswati Vanna. Backend team, we are not able to hear the music. I think there is a technical glitch. We all take the blessings of Ma Saraswati. May Goddess of Knowledge bless us and guide us throughout this, our endeavor of in search of our learning and teaching. Let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you all to JP Business School. JBS, a constituent of JP Institute of Information Technology, a deemed to be university, was founded in 2007 with the mission to prepare and produce competent, passionate, and market-centric professionals who can manage human resource, business operation, and ensure world-class practices with endurance and commitment. JBS at JIIT is committed to fostering innovation, research, and providing students with knowledge and skills needed to excel in their field. Under the able guidance of Professor Anubhav Vashisht, may I now request Professor Vashisht for a formal welcome of our guest. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani Kapoor.
Ma'am, please allow me to introduce you. Professor Vashisht, Director, JP Business School has over 23 years of experience in corporate and academic, in teaching and training, research, business consulting, and academic administration. She has expertise in ranking and accreditations of NAC, NBA, NIRF, QS, AACSB, International Mobility, and Immersion Program. She is actively delivering training sessions and management development programs to corporates like Larsen and Toubro, HFS, and many more. She has handled international consultancy assignments and completed industry projects with companies like Mahindra and Mahindra and Hindustan Field Force Services. Ma'am, over to you, please.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani. After the blessings of Ma Saraswati, and I would like to welcome all of you, especially the chief guest for today's inaugural, Dr. T.N. Singh, Director, IIT Patna, Dr. Vinisa Ratan from Victoria, who's unable to join us because of her ill health. I wish her faster recovery. Ms. Shashi Ranjan, Executive Director, ONGC Academy, Honorable Chancellor Professor Manoj Gaurji, a man of vision and wisdom and a backbone of JIIT. Honorable Pro-Chancellor Sir Professor P.C. Saxena ji, who is always there to bless us and encourage us to follow our dreams. Vice Chancellor Sir Shri B.R. Mehta ji, a very seasoned academician, researcher, and a leader. Our respected deans, directors, HODs, and my dear colleagues, scholars, and students. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the International Conference on the theme, Embracing Transformation for Sustainable Advancements, the Role of Innovation, Collaboration, and Implementation, organized by JP Business School, where the winds of change are not only knocking at our doors, but are poised to blow them open. Today, I have the privilege to be amongst you to set the tone for the conference. The theme of the conference probes us into the essence of embracing transformation for not just advancements in management and technology, but sustainable advancements with a vigilant emphasis on the triad of people, planet, and profit, the 3 Ps that chart our course towards the horizon of innovation. It is time for us to acknowledge that mere incremental changes are not sufficient. We seek profound systematic transformations capable of preparing us for an unpredictable future while anchoring us firmly in a reality that values sustainability as much as growth. The response lies in harmonizing relationship amidst constant disruptions and galvanizing a shared commitment towards innovation. It's a continuous journey requiring ongoing learning, adaptation, and collective action. For achieving the sustainable goals, SDGs, the transformation of socio-technological system is necessary. For any transformation to happen, we will always witness institutional inertia of private sector, public sector, and individuals. As we all know, there's always resistance to change. For transforming sustainable journey, there are 3 important things, which was even discussed and deliberated in G20 summit, and that is technology proliferation and investment, resources and collective global action, and most importantly, awareness to widespread adoption of sustainable practices. Hence, it becomes even more important for institutions like us to create awareness, provide implementable solutions, and ease out the process of transformation. What may appear as minuscule changes today can have compounded effects tomorrow, unlocking capabilities and sharing a world we can all be proud of. Achieving sustainability in a complex journey and navigating its complexity requires thoughtful consideration to both the potential benefit and the negative implementation of our actions. As researchers in our respective fields, we harbor an invaluable opportunity, a chance to align and innovate while honoring our collective home, our planet. We must become pioneers in charting sustainable pathways, which do not borrow from tomorrow to satisfy today's wind. I'm glad we are together here to reach out into the wellspring of innovative thoughts and extract solutions tailor-made for tomorrow. Our efforts should be on reconstruct our approach to synergy, collaboration, to sculpt a future where joint efforts amplify individual stride. As we stand at the junction in history, let's commit ourselves to embrace these transformations, for only through them we can unlock the door to sustainable advancements. And remember, it's not solely about making changes, but making changes that last, transforming not just business or economics, but society itself. Conferences such as this provide a valuable opportunity for research scientists, industry specialists, and decision makers to share experiences. I'm grateful to the experts who have agreed to share their knowledge. I'm sure we will have fruitful and rewarding exchanges in these 3 days. I would like to compliment the conference committee for organizing conferences every year on contemporary themes and getting excellent set of papers from researchers, not just from India, but from all over the globe. Thank you for joining today. I invite you all to the catalyst of this journey towards innovation, collaboration, and incalculate implementation. Together, let's build tomorrow's world today. With these few words, I once again welcome all dignitaries for believing in transformation, as it's rightly said, Yat Bhavo Tat Bhavti, meaning you become what you believe. Thank you so much, and Namaskar from JP Business School. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, ma'am, for such wonderful words. May I now humbly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor B.R. Mehta, to deliver his address. Professor Mehta is the Vice Chancellor and Director, Research and Innovation and Development of JIIT Noida. Before joining JP University system, he has about 37 years of teaching, research, and administrative experience at Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, and worked as Dean, Research and Development. During his stay at IIT Delhi, he has supervised about 40 PhD scholars, 100 MTech MSc projects, published 250 plus manuscripts in journals and 300 papers in proceedings and conferences, and successfully completed about 55 sponsored research projects from national and international funding agencies and industry. Mentored 2 startups as technical advisor. He has received number of national and international awards, including Lifetime Achievement Award 2021 from IIT Delhi, Material Science Society India Annual Prize 2017, just to name a few, for his outstanding contribution to scientific research and teaching. Sir, I strongly believe that your presence will vitalize the delegates and your words of wisdom and experience will benefit one and all present on the occasion. I request you, sir, to please take over.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, all the delegates and invited speakers of the conference. Pro-Chancellor Professor Saxena, Director JBS, Dr. Anubhav Vishisht, Dr. Rajneesh Mishra, and Dr. Vikas Patnagar, the conference chair and the conference convener. So I first will like to congratulate JP Business School and especially the conference chair and the conference conveners for choosing a very apt topic. This topic of embracing transformations for sustainable investments, the role of innovation, collaboration, and implementation is extremely important, and it fits very well into the main topic of the conference, advances in management and technology. You know, earlier we used to, 20 years back, the main topic of discussion of the conference would be how to take research from laboratory to industry, or how to take science to technology. The transformation from science to technology was very important. But what is important today, and what this topic of the conference highlights, is that how do you take science to technology is fine, but now you have to take technology to society. So there, the role of social sciences and the role of management studies is very, very important. So that the innovations, the collaborations that we do, and all the technology which are developed for sustainable advancement, that is implemented at grassroots, where the society is important, human beings are important. So this is a very important interface, and I'm very happy to share with you that we have set up a department, Center for Multidisciplinary Studies and Research at JIT. And as a part of this center, we have set up a interdisciplinary research group on role of social science in implementation technology. So that's very similar to, or very close to, the title of this talk. And also we have set up a research, innovation, development, entrepreneurship. RIDE is our innovation hub. And this innovation hub is a platform for students, faculty, entrepreneurs to come together, to join hands, innovate, collaborate, and of course, implement their ideas and convert their ideas to tangible, fruitful outputs which are useful for the society. And I'm very happy to tell you that we already have about 22 student pre-startups, and one startup has already onboarded this innovation hub. In fact, yesterday only they physically onboarded. They were already there, but now we have given them a cubicle and they are there. So this is a very good development. I think this is very, very important. That's how that's the future of science, technology, and sustainable development, advancement. So, and I congratulate again JP Business School for organizing this conference on a wonderful topic. And I also looked at your list of invited speakers, and I'll like to congratulate you for having a very, very different topics and very eminent speakers. Especially, I would like to welcome on behalf of JP Institute of Information Technology, Dr. Vanessa Ratan and Professor T.N. Singh, Director, IIT Patna. So I again congratulate JP Business School and I wish a great academic success for this conference. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for constantly guiding us, encouraging us in carrying out such initiatives. Thank you so much, sir. Moving on, for the address, we have with us Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Sir, Professor S.C. Saxena. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored and privileged to introduce him to all of you. Professor Saxena has taken over as the Pro-Chancellor of JIIT Noida with effect from 14 June 2021. He's also the Pro-Chancellor, JP University, Anup Shehar, member of GC, EC and AC of JP University of Engineering and Technology, Guna, and JP University of Information Technology, Vagnaghat. Sir has been Director, IIT Roorkee, former Mentor Director, IIT Mandi, former Director, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala, Director, Thapar Center for Industrial Research and Development, and Vice Chancellor of JP Institute of Information Technology from July 2011 to June 2021. Sir has an accomplished academician, joined the faculty of Electronic Engineering Department of IIT Roorkee in 1973. Rising to the position of professor, head of department, and dean. His extensive academic contributions include guiding 28 PhD theses, 75 MTech dissertation, and 100 UG projects, along with over 200 research papers. During his tenure as director at IIT Roorkee, Professor Saxena played a pivotal role in significant expansion in infrastructure, research facilities, and academic programs. He has received numerous awards, including the Khosla Gold Medal, President of India's Prize, and Jawaharlal Memorial Award. Recognized as an outstanding technologist and honored with titles like Pride of Uttaranchal and Uttarakhand Ratna, Professor Saxena's contribution to academia and technology are widely acclaimed. Sir, I could not get through all your achievements. Words fall short for describing your dynamic and vibrant leadership. May I humbly request you, sir, to please share your thoughts.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani. A very good morning to all of you. Are you able to hear me? Yeah?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, that's right.
Yes, sir.
Professor B.R. Mehtaji, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, all other 171 participants connected at this point of time to this inaugural event, 171. Delegates, authors, participants. At the outset, there are a large number of participants from outside the JIT or JBS system. So I would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of those who have come or who have joined to attend this conference in online mode. That is the 4th edition of International Conference on Advances in Management and Technology. We started this journey about 4 years back. We inculcated the culture of organizing the conferences and workshops in JIIT about 12 or 13 years back, right? And enriched it, and the numbers have grown like anything. Basically, through these events, we provide a platform to different researchers to come together, share their research, share their ideas, and then be a gainer in one way or the other. The JP Higher Education System is a cluster of 4 universities, and JIIT is one of them. And JBS is a constituent of JIIT, started in the year 2007. So a good number of years have passed for this constituent unit to provide the quality management education to MBA and now BBA students. Friends, life is a journey, and every day we have to do something new. And something new means not for doing for the sake of doing, but something which contributes to the area, research area, or the society at large. And these conferences, they fall in that category. As was mentioned by Professor Mehtaji, that we have galaxy of eminent persons who have associated them with this conference. Like we have Dr. Banisha Rattan from Victoria. Probably she is not able to join because of ill health. Professor T.N. Singh, Director IIT Patna, and a good number of other speakers from leading institutions. I am certain the addresses, lectures delivered by these eminent persons will provide a lot of insight into the area or theme of this conference, that is embracing transformation for sustainable advancements, the role of innovation, collaboration, and implementation. As mentioned by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, that we as JP Higher Education System and also as JIT in particular are heavily involved in this innovation, collaboration and implementation activity. Earlier, this activity was being done by different departments, schools, centers in isolation. Now we have a directorate for promoting this activity, and is mentioned by Professor Mehta that startup they are there. Then we have number of pre-startup, and many persons have associated and joined with us. And we have also registered a society right, research, innovation, development, and entrepreneurship for promoting this innovation, collaboration, and implementation activities. So we are in this area very much, and we expect that within next couple of years we shall be able to contribute to an extent so that we can be on the map of innovation and collaboration. Our Honorable Chancellor, Shri Manoj Gauri, had declared a decade of innovation for all JP universities, starting from 2021 to 2030. I think that initiative, that push will also help to contribute in this area. I'm happy to say that besides these guest speakers, addresses and so on, they have 1 or 2 sessions for paper presentation, which is very, very important, because getting the knowledge from experts is one way, and then having the presentation, having the feedback on their research work is very, very important in essentially these conferences. I am certain the authors will be getting that. I would like to put my words of appreciation to this department of, or I will say school, JP Business School, for organizing this event, giving opportunities to the persons to come on the common platform, contribute, share, discuss, deliberate, and whatever effort they have put, that is also appreciable, because nothing happens overnight, nothing happens in few days. It takes time to organize an event and get involved in it. I'm certain during deliberations, there will be active participation, and criticism on the work has to be taken positively as an input for improving the quality of the work, not as a criticism as such. I'm certain that would happen in this conference. So my appreciations to Dr. Basist, Dr. Mishra, and other members of the team who might have done a lot of work behind the scene for making this conference a great success. Have a wonderful 3 days event, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th February, and be a gainer in your knowledge bank at the conclusion of this conference. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for always being a source of inspiration to all of us. I would now like to request the conference chair, Professor Rajneesh Kumar Mishra, to brief us about the conference. Sir has more than 23 years of experience in academics. Before joining JBS, Professor Mishra has worked with leading institutes of the country like IIM Rohtak, IIM Kozhikode, and IIM Indore, just to name a few. He has conducted several training programs for both service and manufacturing companies like Reserve Bank of India, BHEL, IFCO, JK Tyres, HAL, and many more. Dr. Mishra has been conferred with a Career Award for Young Teachers by AICTE, Government of India, for his scholarly achievements. He has published more than 50 research papers and case studies in national and international journals, and written books with leading publishers like Emerald. Sir, please take over.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani. A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries, Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Professor Saxena, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor B.R. Mehta, Director JBS, Deans, Heads of Departments of JIIT, other administrative heads, Professor T.N. Singh, Director, IIT Patna, as the chief guest in today's session. Mr. Sashi Rajan, Director, Executive Director, Academy, ONGC, participants, and my dear friends. The journey that we are seeing today in this culmination of this 4th International Conference, ICAMT 2024, started way back in 2015, thanks to the motivation and inspiration provided by Professor S.C. Saxena for guiding us into this journey of starting this international conference. The first international conference, if I look at the theme, it was International Conference on Advances in Management and Technology in a Global World. The second international conference that we planned but could not hold it due to COVID, but still later on next year we held it. It was titled as Emerging Paradigms for Digital Transformation of Business. The third international conference, Building Resilient Businesses for Sustainability in the Era of Disruptions, was held last year. And this year, the theme of the conference, Embracing Transformation for Sustainable Advancements, the role of innovation, collaboration, and implementation, has its more relevance in today's scenario. So from globalized world to digital transformation to sustainability in terms of business practices, and finally transforming the business over a longer period of time with the ingredients of innovation, collaboration, and implementation. Although we do find in various management theories, innovation and collaboration, implementation somewhere is missing. Although implementation is considered as an embedded, that is going to happen. With this change, emerging paradigms and the emerging themes that we have built, we are also coming across the publications that are going to be given a book form by Emerald, thanks to our the chief editor, Mr. Miguel from USA, for helping us in coming out these conference edited books through Emerald, which is Scopus indexed. Now, coming back to why we have set this theme for today's conference, we have to look at the changing context. So earlier, when we were looking at the technological evolution to what it is today, the significant timeline that we experience in terms of technology was the mobile revolution, 2010. And slightly prior to that, the iPads and iPhone brought out by none other than Apple. This brought about significant transformation when the integration of mobile to laptop started happening. And what we are experiencing today, everything is becoming app driven. But app is going to be a facilitator in terms of technology. But for us to leap into the future, we have to ensure that the practices that are going to be adopted and sustained over a period of time will lead the organizations into the future. If we look into the technological changes that have happened, the last phase that we look at, the transition from waterfall to the agile for transformation and sustainability. Earlier, we used to talk about in software's waterfall mechanism. Today, we are talking about agile, because when we move from waterfall method to agile, it is very, very painful for all of us and for the organization, because nobody likes appreciating the change that the organization is experiencing. And the major part is that the change and the resistance comes from people. So the role of management here is to ensure that this transition from shift in technology or shift in paradigm has to be facilitated and sustained over a period of time. If we look into this concept of sustainable advancement, side by side, mixing it with the strong component of transformation, these two words are very, very powerful. We have to ensure that sustainability or sustenance does not just mean survival. Sustenance is about creating carbon footprints or providing a greener footprints for the planet over a longer duration of time. This is the challenge before each one of us as an organization, as a facilitators in the learning of management. The challenge again towards us is how we can look into those four phrases that has been talked about by Deloitte and BCG Consulting, that they say that we need to understand the sense, we need to understand how to adapt, we also need to understand how to thrive after adaptation, and finally, after thriving in business, how to transform. So this journey from sensing to transformation is always a painful process. It's like transformation from caterpillar to a butterfly, from a cocoon to a butterfly, and the colorful features that we see in a butterfly, that only happens after we have attained those the transformation in the way business is done. Last year we had this journey of talking about resilience, bouncing back the organization uh, to remain sustainable over a period of time. We talked about tech resilience, and this year we are talking about transformational resilience. This is a really significant departure from what we did last year. And finally, coming down to what we have done so far in reaching to this theme, this year we received a very, very good response from the participants across the country and even internationally. This year we received 176 papers, out of which we have accepted 72 papers for presentation across several tracks, 12 tracks spread over 3 days. We have also included 99 invited speakers to enlighten us with their thoughts and their work that they have done over a period of time. May I now request Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Professor Saxena, sir, to unveil the abstract proceedings online and declare the conference open. Video, please.
दिखाइए इसको, हाँ, या Friends, I declare the conference open. Have wonderful academic activities during the next 3 days. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rajneesh sir, for briefing us. And thank you, sir, for declaring the convocation open. The conference open. As already informed, our guest of honor for today, Dr. Ratna, is unable to join us. She has sent her best wishes to the organizer and the paper presenter. We wish her a speedy recovery and good health. Moving on, the chief guest, ladies and gentlemen, for today's inaugural session is Professor T.N. Singh, Director, IIT Patna. Professor Singh is currently Director of IIT Patna. Prior to joining IIT Patna, Sir was the Vice Chancellor of VBS University, Jaunpur, and Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapeeth, Varanasi. He has worked with IIT Bombay and IIT BHU for over 30 years. He's an ardent researcher with 400 plus publications in referred journals, 38 book chapters, 125 conference proceedings, and 3 edited books. He's an executive editor, consultant editor, and member of editorial board of leading US and UK journals. Professor Singh has completed 200 research and consultancy projects, and 50 students have completed PhD under his able guidance. Sir has received 21 awards for his outstanding work, like the Lifetime Achievement Award 2020 by ISRMTT New Delhi, Shiv Prasad Gupta Samman 2021, an Excellence of Teaching Award IIT Mumbai 2017, just to name a few. Sir has contributed significantly in numerous projects of national importance, like the National Network Project for Kedarnath Rishikesh National Highway. He has led international collaborations with Monash University, Melbourne, Australia, Michigan Technological University, USA, to name a few. The most recent of his achievement is that under his able leadership, 13 faculty members of IIT Patna are among the top 2% of the scientists of the world, as per the study conducted by Stanford University, USA. It's not only an honor for IIT Patna, but I believe it's an honor for India also. Sir, we are anxiously waiting for your session. Over to you, sir, please.
Sir, we can't hear you. Shivana, can you call him and tell him we can't hear him?
Yes, I'll just coordinate with Singh, sir, to see what is the issue. It'll just take 30 seconds to be there. There's some issue which they're sorting out.
Anvaji, I take your leave.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Now you're audible. Thank you so much, sir.
So, thank you, respected Vice Chancellor, Professor B.R. Mehta, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor S.C. Saxena, Director of the Institute, Bassist, Professor Bassist, Conference Chair, Dr. Rajneesh Misra, Executive Director of the ONGC, Mr. Sasiranjan, co-convener of this program, Vikas Bhatnagar, and last but not the least, Dr. Mithri Singh, she has always behind me to attend this conference, and because of her, I am able to speak something on this conference. So thank you all of this staff and the faculty of the JBS for giving me this opportunity to express my view. The subject matter of your conference is very, very attractive. This is I think, the 4th international conference on the advancement in management and technology. And once we can talk about the management and the technology, they can go hands to hand. Without technology, one cannot manage anything. And without management, one cannot progress in terms of idea of this technology. So these are the complementary and supporting each other. But once again, I should come a little bit on this innovation, because technology is nothing but the innovation. And as per the Global Innovation Index of the 2023, India ranked 40th with a score of 38.1, whereas Switzerland ranked 1 with the score of 67.6. 8 countries in the Asian continent are ahead of us, and that is the responsibility of all the researchers, the management faculties, the social science faculty, that we can cross over this 8 country and become the first in the Asia, though it is looking to be a very, very, you can say, the promising type of thinking, but it is possible. So role of the scientific research institutes are pivotal in bringing technological advancement. Our institution will find their way in top 100 institutions through innovation and collaboration and with the commitment. India should aim to spend at least 2% of the GDP on the R&D with equal contribution from the public and private sector. As of now, we are spending only 0.7%. So this is the area of the concern to all of us. We are achieving our target day by day. Innovation is making life easy for the people staying in any part of the country, which we have seen in the last COVID, because due to that, you have not organized some of the conference on the time. So innovation is making the life easy for all the people across the strata, and the trends of the business mode, lifestyle, improved working culture, and the spiritual upbringing, that all is controlled by the management of technology in a certain level. This is not a new thing, what we are talking today in this 21st century. Even if you can think about this, our older days, even in Bhagavad Gita is, I think, the best book of the management across the world. And what Bhagavad Gita said, Vasansi Jinvani Yatha Vina Navani Grihanti Naro Parani Tatha Sarini Vihaya Jirna Nanyati Sanyati Navani Dehi. So all the gist of innovation and the management has been given in this sloka, and we should follow. It is very easy to say variability, veracity, and the adaptability for success. But it is very, very hard to practice it, to adopt it, to assess it, and to execute it. But we cannot live in the world where everybody is in the competitive mode. And once you want to achieve something in your life or in the industry, we have to have a certain ethical values, and these ethical values always gives us impulse to go ahead and try and try and try hard till you get success. So these are the things which we can think about it. The technology, there is no sacred technology. It is a critical component of the success of the modern business. New technologies which we are adopting are the Internet of the Things, artificial intelligence, and these are the opening the door to disintegrate the individual process and data aggregation in a very, very faster mode within no time. Look at this, some of these areas where people say that AI will have a transformative impact on the business, and many of the 70% bigger houses have shown their result. They are affected by the AI and using the AI for the betterment of their business, manpower management, their distribution management, in all sort of, you can say, this business components. They are using these things and they are getting benefit of time, they are getting the efficiency, they are getting the effectiveness on the this system. So these are the things we can adopt more aggressively in the coming days. Technological advancement continue to reshape traditional management practice. We cannot say whatever the management practices going on, they are absolute, they have no use. It is not a correct concept. Whatever we have, that should need a certain kind of the upgradation, and just like a life is also every day we are doing the experiment and getting reframed and refreshed for the next day. The similar kind of things are happening in the management practices also. So never forget what is our old practices. Try to improve and make your base stronger on that one. So there is some kind of the diverse decisions which you want to take. So it will always give, this AI and IoT will provide you the drive for a better decision-making system. Making decision is one of the most important component of this manager role, and decision-making helps organization a step ahead of their competitors and help to redefine vision and achieve the goal. These are the things which we wanted to see through the management and the technology once they are going hands to hand. There are many management practices which are repetitive in nature. And once it is repetitive in nature, we want to make it the automation. And once you can make the automation, you are saving the manpower, and you can utilize that manpower in the different way and the different places. That the technology will make very easy to increase your visibility and the collaboration at the national level, at the international level, that these things are possible. Now, there is a storage system, inventory. It is very easy to see that how the people of this big bazaar, shopper stop, D-Mart, how they are using this intelligently their store. But still there is a possibility, there is a scope of the improvement in the coming days. So in this area one can work and provide a better space to deal with all these things. By using the technology, we can improve the efficiency of the employee. A continuous practice, a continuous training that can help you to improve, or you can say the sharpen the efficiency of your manpower. Because in spite of all the technology, man behind the system, man behind the machine is equally important. And that is the reason why we are calling that human resource is one of the assets, particularly in India. And that has to do with one can make a roadmap for the digital transformation, that how we can go ahead and make the life simple, scientific, and secure in terms of day-to-day activity. So digital transformation can help us to understand in a bigger way what is the technology means. This is the process which empower the people. Now you have seen the digital identity. This is the making the life very, very easy. You are not supposed to carry a lot of documents to prove yourself, to make sure that your identification, but this is all digitally, it is possible and managed by the system. Now, just you can see this highways, how the life of the digital management or the technological management has made this life very, very easy. You are not losing the time on the toll and other places of the text places, and you are making your life very, very easy, and you are going to in a better way. There is nothing to be worried about what is the payment system and all these things. This technology and management can together unlock the opportunity which are available, and you can open a network power through your institution, through your industry, and then you can go ahead. IITs and management institutions are strive hard for the innovation in each discipline, and I believe any society will innovate when they collaborate to have harmonium of all basic disciplines like the science, the mathematics, humanities, management, and many more. Any technology which provide a solution to this will surely bring innovation which will be last for years to come. Policymakers can do better to marshal the power of innovation to help achieve core public policy objective. A stronger leadership at the highest political level will be the essential. There is no silver bullet. Policymakers will require a mix of policies for innovation which will vary and depending on the context and have to go beyond narrow defined research and innovative policy. Government can foster more innovative, productive and prosperous society, increase well-being and strengthening the global economy by concentrating their policy on 5 concrete areas. That will be the, I am not going to elaborate in a greater detail, but just a pinpoint that effective skill strategy. We have to make not a person who is able to employ, but you can make a person ready to deploy. So that will be the things related to the effective skill strategy. A sound, open and competitive business environment which will be transparent, which will be visible to all, and there is no hidden agenda on that. The technology can help in this regard and create a better ecosystem and environment for the business houses to go ahead and attract not the Indian market, the market across. Sustained public investment in the efficient system of the knowledge creation and diffusion. This is most of the key technology is used today, including the internet and the genomics, have their roots in public research, illustrating how essential public investments are. At a time when the world economy faces many long-term challenges, public investment needs to be focused on durable benefits rather than short-term outcomes. Support for business innovation should be well-balanced and not overly reliant on tax incentives. Incentives should be complemented with well-designed competitive grants which can be better suited to the need of young innovative firms and can also be focused on the area with the highest impact. Increase access and participation in the digital economy, sound governance and the implementation and the policy making. These are the things one can go ahead to increase the visibility of their business. Leverage the power of collaboration This is the world is global. Everything on your 12 inches screen, you can see, connect, and make your view very clear so that you have a better connectivity with this other institution, to the other firm, by which you can grow and others will also grow. So once you have the win-win situation, then I think it will be acceptable, adaptable, accessible in terms of a longevity in your relationship. So providing sufficient resource along or among the enthusiastic people, one can identify the person, because looking through for all solution towards a bigger institution or center of excellence is not the healthy development idea. We can look at a holistic view, wherever the best people, whether they are in the private institution, government institution, semi-government institution, private university, state university, we can pull all them together to bring and show them that this is the challenge for the nation, this is the challenge for the society and sustainable development and making the Mother Earth safe and secure. We can work together, all can work together to achieve the greater goal, and then only it is possible that we can use this technology in a better, effective and efficient manner. At the end, I would like to conclude my talk just to say that look at this value of the technology. Because you can see the development in the technology in the sense everybody, either from any discipline, you are aware about the Atal Tunnel. If there was no Atal Tunnel, people who are traveling 60 kilometers on the hilly terrain where the 6 months is the ice cover and 6 months only a little bit accessible area to reach the other side. But now, in this small tunnel, in terms of 66 kilometers, a few kilometer tunnel has given you a chance to connect the two areas by a few minutes. And once you can connect with that, the people of the both the sides, they happy because they are not worried about their livelihood to collect for the next 6 months, because people are collecting the material for their livelihood in the 6 months, and next 6 months they have no work, no connectivity. Now, this type of use of the technology can make this easy, the life of the people. You have seen the technology of the Silvara Tunnel, how a people who will be trapped and they have been rescued by the use of the technology and a better and efficient management or effective management to rescue the 17 people or 18 people after the 17 days is the 43 people. So this is the power of the management and the technology, and there are many more examples. Earlier where you don't think to go, but the technology has made easy your life through the better management that you can reach, you can access that places and go safely without any kind of the difficulty. So I must thank this institute for giving me this opportunity to express my view in this 4th International Conference on Advancement in Management and the Technology, having the theme of the transformation for sustainable advancement, the role of innovation, collaboration, and implementation. I have tried to touch upon all these 3 buzzwords of the innovation, collaboration, and implementation. I must thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, Director, Convener of this conference, and I wish and I pray the Lord Vishnatha to give you the more strength to organize such kind of the conference, which is very, very useful for the sustainability, for the society, and for the betterment of the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for beautifully blending technology with management and suggesting ways for doing it and the wonderful examples that you have given. Your talk was really enriching. We are really grateful to you for taking out time from your busy schedule and being a part of our conference. Thank you so much, sir. We are honored. Moving on, I feel really happy to invite Mr. Shashi Ranjan, Executive Director, ONGC Academy, Dehradun, for the keynote address. Mr. Ranjan is based in Dehradun. He's currently Executive Director at ONGC Academy, bringing experience from previous roles at ONGC. His never to give up attitude and strong people connect helped him climb the ladder from manager HR to executive director in a short span of time. Sir holds a Master's of Business Administration degree and a BSc in Organizational Psychology and Behavioral Science from University of Allahabad. He has done his LLB from H&B Garhwal University. With a robust skill set that includes talent management, HR policies, personnel management, employee relation, human resource, he's an asset to his organization. I am sure that under his able and dynamic leadership, ONGC Academy will reach new heights. Mr. Ranjan, may I request you to please take over?
Sorry, I had put myself on mute. Am I audible now?
Yes, perfectly, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's crystal clear.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani, for such a generous introduction. I'll make a little amendment, not from manager HR to ED, rather from a management trainee to an ED. That is a journey which big corporations take great pride in. And whenever our officers join for onboarding, or I believe so many of the students must have joined, more than 100, I also wish them a success to rise to the levels of top. I must start with complimenting the JP Business School for choosing out such a comprehensive topic for discussion. In fact, it encompasses the entire business architecture which one can dream of, embracing transformations for sustainable advances, innovation, collaboration, and implementation. I'll also thank JBS for giving me the opportunity to connect with the students and the luminaries of academia, which in any case at a training academy we look forward to. Let me also admit one shortcoming of people from industry. They are not adapt to speaking for so long. In fact, the training from the day one is given that you listen more than to talk more. So 30 minutes is a tall order for me. Still, I'll try to make justice through whatever I have learned so far, right from my days of management training to this level. I come from the domain of HR, but I don't see that the businesses operating on those functional lines. So I'll share with the audience regarding my perception about the transformations. I'll also admit, like a person with the gray hair, which I have, much of the terminology is imposed on academy and industry by the consultants. I remember my good old days when I used to be a student of St. Joseph's Academy at Allahabad, class 1 and 2, where parents gave us Times of India every day to read those very boring and dry pages. The most prominent photographs and coverage were about lawn tennis. We always wonder, is it a sport which India indulges in? And that has been an endeavor of Western media for the last 4 decades I'm talking about. Still, things couldn't become that much in line with all that was getting portrayed by the media. So few things like transformations, ESG, energy transition and all that, I'm not saying with 100% confidence. Much of it is coming from the consultants, which are finding a good business out of it. but still with the rate of change of pace, who knows, maybe it becomes a reality of that solidity in the coming 5-10 years. I'll start with the marketplace. Anything which happens in a B school has to have an eye on marketplace. And marketplace has been forcing so many of the changes among the academia, among the business schools, among the SOPs, among the objectives of the management, and all that. I think the young persons who have joined, possibly they'll not know that not many years before, what was Netflix doing? Netflix was producing CDs, recorded CDs, and sending it to people through post. Then they started live streaming, and then they moved to content. So that is a marketplace which lets the organization to make all those innovations and then package it, repackage it, and put to the general people. We grew with the mom and pop stores. We never thought that there could be a retailer like Amazon. But then Amazon, the way they captured, or the Walmart, the way they captured the entire world's retail, but then our own homegrown Blinkit, with the same service promising in 10 minutes, is again as a challenge to them. So these are the transformations which do come. Maggie, when it came to Indian society in 82 or 83, around that point of time, we all thought that India is a country of mothers, and mothers won't allow their child to have something which is not so healthy, and they'll not have such laziness to prepare something in the lure of 2 minutes only. But then Maggie made a history in the 2-3 years of launch itself. And I remember my good old days of B school at Allahabad. In the hostels, many times when mess were off, all the students bought Maggie's, prepared it, and had it for dinner, and then woke up throughout the night studying their own sit-ups. Dabbawalas were a big celebrity. They were talked about at Harvard, they were celebrated in Forbes. So many of the journals had the publications, their presentations in India and abroad. All the IMs were singing their song. They themselves were a very close-knit team. I come from HR, so I see a lot of ideal HR elements in that, like they all come from the similar cultural background, they all worship Maharana Pratap, they all sang similar type of songs. But diversity is also a requirement. When COVID and the lockdown struck them, they were not only decimated, but they just could not come up after that or pose a decent challenge to Swiggy's or such type of organizations. Till 6 months before or 1 year before, nobody could imagine that Apple would occupy a second fiddle. Apple was bigger than many of the governments of the world, and their market cap was even bigger than Indian GDP. Generative AI came as a root shock few months before. Apple and also Alphabet, Google, they cannot come up that strongly, so that Microsoft has edged up above Apple few days back, and the way Nvidia is moving on. Maybe history is in the process of being rewritten. So what I want to say that these transformations or changes or disruptions are not new. They were there the way Harappa was displaced, or the way many of the great Indian cultures were displaced. But the rate of change has grown so rapidly that possibly disruption is the most apt term to talk instead of transformations or changes. Then COVID-sponsored virtualization of everything has also transformed the business world in a big way. Nobody could think of that organizations, big organizations, geographically spread, can operate in such manner. And again, the book of decentralization, decentralized decision-making, empowerment of people, that book is being rewritten now. Many of the things are moving towards centralization and centralized decision-making. Similarly, information systems have grown to that level that many of the layers of organizations are getting eliminated or decimated at all. It was a strong, big chapters that lower management and middle management and top management and the locus of control and the span of control. One can have 7 people at best to get as a reportee. Those all are getting transformed because of the type of information systems provide the resources, and organizations are themselves seeing a great change. Who knows, there could be an organization of a very, very big size just being controlled by 5 people by sitting at a place like Jomri Talaya. Digital, we talked about generative AI is rewriting a lot of things, and that's again creating a disconnect unless the elderly people adopt them finally will. We were in the process of hiring a consultant for review of our training needs identification. So my officer who was on work on that, he's prepared a scope of work on the basis of generative AI, put certain variables, it brought out a very good document. Now, as I see, that was not such an operable document because it contained many of the phrases which were not exactly customized as per the action as we see in India in this part of the world. But still, if it strikes well with a person of 42 years of age and the entire organization of consultants, then that is the requirement which is meeting the communication requirement of the people who are in the job. Similarly, we talked about the Apple getting behind Microsoft because the Microsoft nurtured AI getting so high, NVIDIA moving so fast. Scale architecture itself is getting transformed. The way we saw it, manufacturing, this types, HR, this types, finance, all things like cost of capital and cost of this and those type of ratios, these all are getting transformed. When we were getting matured in the industry, or maybe till 15 years back, in the financial industry, those senior people were very highly cherished and in a great demand, who could sense that which of the person taking loan would be good creditworthy, who will repay the loan and the interest. So some people who had that skill were in great demand in terms of their salaries and packages and all that. Now, all of that has been shifted to certain mathematical models. So many of the skills themselves are getting changed. So unless B schools is specializing on HR area or the HR domain of the big, small, medium organization change themselves, possibly they'll find themselves amidst a lot of inefficiency and redundancies. Environment is a big talk. With a lot of things, possibly environment is going to be a business imperative. Possibly those days are not too far away when carbon tax would come, and then the companies like my own organization or sister organizations like Indian Oil or NTPC or Tata Power or Adani Power, they will find themselves seriously in jeopardy. Because if the carbon tax comes, or if the ESG requirements, those matrices, those compliance come up as seriously, which I'm sure would come, if not in 2 years, definitely in 5-6 years. So those transformations also we need to be cognizant, preparing ourselves for those changes which are coming. Diversity is another thing. There was a time around 20-25 years back that people used to see women workforce as something that was taken as a social responsibility. It was presumed that the ladies would be less effective in the job, but still, since that was the responsibility, then there was some little recruitment of the women officers just to showcase that we have so many of the women officers. I ask my class very often, if we have to climb an Everest or a mountain, can we be as competent as Arunima Sinha is? Or if we have to walk for 20 kilometers, can we be as competent as the lady Yadav is? So now diversity is being seen as with a total different paradigm. After Kargil, so many of the bright soldiers got especially abled with the leg amputated or hand amputated. Many of the organizations took them up among their roles. And now one of the best officers are those who have come with either one leg or with one hand or some other serious or no leg at all. And they are one of the best corporate citizens currently which we have. So diversity, again, if we don't take it seriously, then maybe our own innovation ecosystem or our own efficiency paradigm gets compromised. Concept of career itself is getting under transformation, or the relationships also get under transformation. Like a very curious thing, I was reading an article by Indira Jaisingh ji. Those were the times few months before when that famous case of same-sex marriage was getting talked in Honorable Supreme Court of India. I never thought like that. She brought many fundamental questions to the fore, that we are talking about the same-sex marriage, good, bad, desirable, undesirable. But do we know that what a marriage is? Is it about the sex? It is about taking care economically. It is about taking physical safety of the women. Neither of the element or the understanding which we have about the marriage, it doesn't work in all the cases. Similarly, the relationships of a father of a son, or a mentor and a mentee, or a boss and a subordinate, those are getting transformed so rapidly. Unless we take this young workforce very seriously, and the young workforce also takes the senior people very seriously, maybe the organizations would be in a great jeopardy. So now, if we agree that transformations are a given now, disruptive sort of changes, which after an year, if we look back, we'll possibly conclude that that was almost another word. The advancements which we deliberately choose to work on should be sustainable. We have seen organizations who had, I'm talking about some 20, 25 years back, when the economy was booming and the loan was cheaper. So many of the organizations took big credit on their balance sheet, imagining that certain lines of business have unending demand, and they can, just by ramping up the capacity, they can go on expanding and being successful at the marketplace in an unlimited manner. There were instances where an organization with 20,000 crore rupees of annual turnover would have 60,000 crore rupees as a debt. But then many organizations failed at that point of time. I'm talking about last to last credit cycle. So that was one way of seeing the sustainability. But then environment also, if we see the history of corporate world internationally, and if we try to instill down most successful business organization in the last 200 years, then maybe all of them would be organizations which are non-polluting and which are ethical in character. There were Satyams. There are other organizations also. I'm tempting to take 2-3 names, but should not in such deliberations which are of public nature. Ethics and environment are absolutely important. China was growing very fast till 2-3 years back, and they were the carbon dioxide, the CO2 or the GHG gases emission powerhouses of the world. But possibly that is one of the reasons that the growth of China is halted. One of the 2-3 reasons. The growth rate of China has been arrested. They are at best stagnating for the last few years. And who knows, then maybe there is a decline phase for them. So then organizations have to take care of the environment, because they shape environment and environment also shapes them. Vedanta Aluminium, the way they work among Dongaria cones and the way water resources went down. And the world is so connected that the agitations were not only in Odisha or Delhi or Chennai, they were also in Amsterdam and Berlin because of the various missionary network. Nothing good or bad about it. Is that the world is so connected that if we try to do something which is harming the environment or the people, local people around, it just cannot remain hidden. That would be seen by the relevant publics in all sort of world, and that would significantly impact our organization. As a business school and also from HR, we had been taught that if you are undertaking a strategy to transform yourself in something different, then not only the benefits of that technology has to be taken care of, but the organization has also to be prepared according to that. I'm talking about the great Mintzberg, some 40, 50 years old concept, not talked about anymore. Many of the strategy instruments are as new that they didn't exist in the books when we were a student. I'll share with you one example. In early 80s, we tried to implement ERP in organization. We bought SAP suite, but then we forgot because the leadership came from outside. They didn't understand ONGC that well. We didn't develop the organization which could have adopted SAP to that general degree. Now, what exactly SAP did? SAP, of course, is a very competent top type of platform or software. It will have one data for the entire organization captured and data being captured from the operations themselves, and that one data without analysis available to the decision makers. But then it's a sort of complex sort of system, not as easy to understand or menu driven as an Oracle based ERP would be. So it instilled a sort of phobia in the organization, and the exact implementation or adoption or ideal adoption of that platform took many more years to come. Had we prepared our organization, talking about digital, I'm saying in 84, 85, that was something different. So if we take care of preparing our organization for that strategies, that would possibly help more in adopting those strategic transformations which we wish to bring about. Another thing which erstwhile competent management is still very fond of, and which doesn't work with the present day business environment, which is so agile. And then the Gen X and Gen Y are also not so tolerant of a style called micromanaging. Such type of leaders who would know everything, who would involve in everything, who would have answers to all the questions. That was a scenario which was hit till few decades back. But now the leadership architecture itself has transformed, that the leader has to be away from micromanaging. In fact, few things which the leader doesn't like is still that autonomy is to be provided to the leader, to the young teams, which is there in operation. And the leaders themselves have to undergo transformation for remaining as a successful leader, for again changing themselves into a coachable leader. A leader who has grown very competent then shuts off himself among the knowledge which the leader has by not adopting new things. I'm also hinting at reverse mentoring. I'm not venturing into that skill. So the leader has to mold again to become coachable. Only then the leader and the led and the organization can become successful. When we talk of transformation changes to the level of disruptions, we just cannot be aloof of innovations. Innovation is a way of life. When so many of the diversity is coming to the organizations naturally are very innovative. The thing which make us successful or a failure is our propensity to pick up those innovative elements which are happening at the shop floor or at the marketplace and just make them iterative, so that they are tried again and again, gets refined and institutionalized for that thing. Innovation has to be in sync with the customer, challenging all type of assumptions. ये तो ऐसे ही होता है, doesn't work in at all. So as we also talked about Netflix example, Netflix was very successful when they were uh, posting recorded DVDs, but then they remained innovative with a sight on the requirement of their customers. They didn't continue with those activities, and Netflix did remain, or Apple did remain, as a very successful product maker. They didn't stop at the time of iPhone, or I remember during my own school days, Apple Macintosh was the most successful PC because the type of fonts it did offer. It you contrast with all that DOS fonts and all. So Apple Macintosh was a thing one would fall in love with in the first instance. Collaboration is a must. Once in business school, we are told the day we step into the first semester, we read all those things. We have our ideals in professors, in seniors, in corporation, and we decide, I'll become a successful marketing person. I'll become a successful HR person. In fact, the marketplace doesn't work like that. If a young person is selling decorative paint at a marketplace, whether it's Delhi, Chennai, Odisha, or at any place, it doesn't work like marketing or personnel or finance. If you have to hire so many other salesmen, you have to see the type of expenditure you are doing there and what is the type of returns it is undertaking. If you are buying an MIS, if you are training your workforce how to sell trucks to a person, you have to see the margin that the truck would earn 10,000 rupees as a margin, a single truck. But just you cannot be very blind to the economics of those, even the HR interventions. So if one has to be successful in a business, or I must say, education also is a business now, whether we like it or we don't like it, private academic institutions are a need of this day. I have come from a government institution. When we went to MBA, we found our MBA course very costly because it had a fees of 25 rupees per month. We were used to pay 6 rupees and 25 paisa per month during our BSc days. Still, those days are there. And still one of the best brains are coming from the government school, because a government school, engineering school or a B school still has that trio works very well, the type of talent they are able to attract, the type of systems and procedures which they have, the type of faculty which they have. I'm not saying that private is not able to attract all that, but everything still government institutions do have very well, but possibly this situation is not going to continue for very long time. And then if you say that what is a private organization and what is a government organization, they do not exist as ideal type skill anymore. And IIM has to be a self-finance institution, so they have to work on market dynamics itself. So for implementation, what I want to say, number one, the functional mindset is a big loss. The faculty, the student, the mentors which come from the industry should work hard to make students believe that even if you are hired as a management trainee in HR domain or marketing or finance or operations or anything, your success cannot be achieved without a proper understanding and appreciation of other domains also. Then timeliness is also an essence. The world has become very competitive. Even if we are an NGO working for social cause, still unless we take very timely decisions, the world would pass away us and we'll be seen standing there only. Some of the organizations which are considered to be the most professional in India had been found wanting on certain issues. The way Chorus was acquired and the organization which bought Chorus was the way they were bidding with another organization, just one call up. Didn't see at all that if we bid so many pounds per ton of steel, is this an organization which has any linkage to the iron ore or to the coal or to the coking coal? Still they bid very high, and to date they are bleeding. The way Novelis was taken, the way. But my point was timeliness right now. The same empire built a car, and in the entire world there was a talk with a great enthusiasm. Look here, there is a company in India which has made a car which can move with a price tag of only $2,000. Talk of that car was a big rage. You all must have guessed what I am talking about. You come up with a good product, workable or beautiful product. You come up with a good marketing strategy, make demand for it before it is launched. But unless you provide that product to the marketplace, the entire marketing would go waste and entire your potential customers will become vindictive. We all knew as a layman that would all the sort of noises like Mati, Manush and whatever it was at Shingur, it was not possible to build nano from Shingur or from West Bengal that point of time. What took the organization about a year of time to pull back from there and relocate to Tanand to make those cars. But by the time they could produce it, that still is a good product, despite of sporadic talks about fire in a car and all that. That still is a good product, which has a good situation of maneuverability within a small geography in a crowded place, decent parking potentiality in a crowded place, and all that. A good peppy car. But since the market had already became vindictive, that I am waiting for a car for the last 1 year, where is that product? So timeliness is again an essence. We should be, I'm not saying hasty, but fast enough. Out of 10, 1 or 2 steps may go bad, but unless we seize the opportunities in time, we can't be successful, whether it's a business organization or an academic organization or even a government organization. So, ladies and gentlemen, there were few snippets of my thought on the subject I had put before you. Love talking to you. I hope that made a little sense. Thank you, and back again to Dr. Shivani.
So you're a true HR person, because you started that you may not be able to speak like academicians, but you're a wonderful orator, sir. Sir, I am really grateful that you have shared some good practical experiences of your life, as well as a lot of corporate examples. I'm sure students are really benefited from your talk today. Thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and knowledge-filled session. Before we move on to a formal vote of thanks, I would like to brief you about the conference. We are going to begin the paper presentation in parallel tracks post-lunch from 2 p.m. both today and tomorrow. There are 6 tracks, and for each track, there is a Best Paper Award and 1 Best Paper Award for the whole conference. I would now like to invite Dr. Vikas Bhatnagar, the co-convener of ICAMT 2024, for delivering the vote of thanks. Over to you, Dr. Bhatnagar.
Thank you, Dr. Shivani. A very good morning to one and all present. I, Dr. Vikas Bhatnagar, on behalf of my entire team, feel a sense of great joy in welcoming you all and giving vote of thanks for the inaugural session of 4th edition of International Conference on Advances in Management and Technology, ICAMT 2024, with theme Embracing Transformations for Sustainable Advancements the role of innovation, collaboration, and implementation. Trust me, friends, planning these events has not been easy, as it all starts from the random brainstorming sessions to the official meetings. But every minute of it has been really worth it, and it is my privilege to extend heartfelt gratitude to all those who have contributed to the resounding success of this session. First and foremost, would like to express our sincere appreciation to our esteemed Chancellor, Sri Manoj Kumar Gaurji, Pro-Chancellor, Professor S.C. Saxena, and Vice-Chancellor, Professor B.R. Mehta for their unwavering support and guidance, which paved the way for this conference accomplishment. A special mention goes to Director GP Business School, Professor Anubhav Vasisht, whose vision and leadership has been instrumental in steering this event towards excellence. We are also immensely grateful to Professor Rajnish Kumar Mishra, the conference chair, whose dedication and expertise have been invaluable throughout the planning and execution phases. Our deepest thanks to Professor T.N. Singh, Director IIT Patna, for gracing us with his presence as the chief guest, and to Mr. Sasi Rajan, Executive Director at ONGC Academy, Dehradun, for their enlightening address. The insights provided will certainly enrich our discussion to get greater achievements in technology and management field. Furthermore, I extending heartfelt gratitude to the entire JIT administration and in particular the IT department for their tireless efforts in ensuring and seamless organization and provision of essential amenities for the conference. Last but not least, extending sincere appreciation to all the authors, presenters, and delegates who will be participating and providing intellectual contributions to the ICAMT 2024. Thank you all again for your invaluable contributions, dedication, and commitment to advancing knowledge and fostering collaboration in the realm of advanced management and technology. Thank you once again. Over to Dr. Shivani.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatnagar. May I request everyone to please open their camera so that we can have a nice group picture? All of you are requested to open the camera for a group photograph. Thank you. All good things come to an end. So has this inaugural session. It was really enriching and knowledge-filled session by the experience and knowledge shared by our esteemed guest. I thank you all for taking out time from your busy schedule and being a part of this journey, which is full of learning, enrichment, innovations, and of course, we look for more such sessions in future. Thank you very much. With this, we come to an end. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. I think the recording is still on. Recording can be stopped.